Coming up now on Animal Outtakes, a family business is blossoming, and we're learning how these ladies are taking their passion for animals to another level, and why they're hoping to inspire future generations to put down their phones and pick up some feed. Plus the latest rescues from the Owl's Nest Sanctuary for Wildlife, where spring has sprung. Foster parents are being inundated with small animals needing care. And this little one is utterly amazing. This Carson Springs rescue now has his forever home. This and much more straight ahead on Animal Outtakes. The RCC Farm Experience is on the move, literally. The family works together to bring the experience of a farm to you. And the two people in charge may surprise you. They're still in high school, but they've committed to making this more than just a business idea that's been passed along. The twin sisters have taken the reins and hope their actions inspire others to get back to the basics, showing that caring for animals can teach you a lot about a lot of things.
I like working outside. Being with the animals is calming and soothing, and it's just different than sitting at a desk or playing sports. I learn a lot. I learn about finances and how to take care of things and how to time manage myself to go from one event to school to working at home. It's definitely better than anything else I've ever experienced. The RCC Farm Experience is a chance for kids to get to come and see the animals and experience something that a lot of people don't get to experience. We have rabbits, chickens, pigs, guinea pigs, hedgehogs, ferrets, tortoises, bearded dragons, cattle, dairy cattle, goats, and a mini pony.
With about 50% of the animals that we have here at the farm being rescue animals, those are owner surrenders. And so it's either my kids got this as a present and we're unable to keep caring for it, or our lifestyle's just kind of changing and we're not able to care for these animals anymore. It gives us the opportunity to, one, take those animals in and give them the best life that we can, but also when we have kids come and play with our animals and say, ooh, I want one, I want to take one home, we can say, well, how about this? How about you come back and you play with ours for a little bit longer and see if this is a responsibility you want to have. Because most animals are not a quick and easy turnaround purchase. Most animals live as little as 5 years, all the way up into, we've had cats live 20 years, you know, so you could potentially have that animal longer than you have your kids in your house.
This is where our whole logo came from. We took a picture off of the side of the trailer and then we photoshopped it and edited it to be the logo it is now. We go out and we take the animals to different events, farmers markets, birthday parties, weddings, any events, and then we also do camps here on single days, summer camp, spring break camp, and then we also do birthday parties here. Me, my twin sister, my mom, and then our two little siblings. We have to be honest with each other a lot of times, and we just go back and forth with different ideas and stuff, and it's difficult sometimes, but it's all worth it in the end, getting to experience something with someone so close to me. We take the animals and we get to show them to the kids and teach the kids more about agriculture and just let the kids learn. It's a lot of fun and it's a good learning experience. A lot of people don't get the experience and I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'd rather be outside working with the animals than in a gym playing a sport. It's just a completely different thing. Some people like to play sports. I don't. I would rather be out here doing this as my sport. I think it's important because kids in our day and age, they don't know a lot about agriculture. They don't really understand the responsibilities of animals and livestock. So it's important to teach them more about the agricultural side of things and where they get things and how they're made. In the mornings, we come in, we feed all the animals, and then when we get out of school, we usually come here and work with all the animals, make sure they're all healthy, and then we feed them again at night. My favorite part is getting to actually go out to the events and teaching the kids, and then also going to get to show my livestock. Definitely in the livestock industry, there's a lot of community and family. We all work together for the same purpose. It's a lot of fun. We have similar but different ideas, and we both have two completely different brains and sides of the business. So it's different because we both get to hear each other's ideas and thoughts, and then we get to collaborate on it. So it's really enjoyable to get to just work with her and learn different things from her of how she does things and how I do things. I'm looking into when I graduate high school to still running the business, but also to go to school to be an education teacher, so I can still continue with livestock and educating kids about livestock and agriculture, but then also while running this business still, because it's very important to teach them kids while they're young and teach them about the livestock when they're younger, so then when they get to high school, middle school, they can learn more and enhance their knowledge.
I like the cattle the most. They're my favorite thing. I started out with them when I was 8, and over time I've just grown to love them so much. So we give all the medication, and we have to keep a very close eye on all the animals. They can all be very different, and there's lots of different medication that you have to give to all of them. A lot of people have helped us get to the point we are at, and a lot of people have helped teach us new things when we need to learn that. And if we have any questions, we have a ton of people that we can ask and call on any day.
Who is this?
This is Robert. He's our oldest ferret and one of our oldest guys on the farm. He's a rescue as well, and we love him. He's such a cuddle buddy.
He's a ferret, and it's funny because all the kids always call him a weasel. They always think they're weasels, but they're little ferrets that all the kids love.
I grew up with a petting zoo right here in Manatee County that we would go to once or twice a year. So I think that the mobile petting zoo is kind of a newer idea as things are becoming a little bit more a la carte or a little bit more couture, or there's a million different words, the boutique pop-up parties, things like that. So in that sense, I think that it's becoming more popular. I think it's important to know that this isn't just show up and feed our animals and leave. There's a lot of daily care that goes into these animals. There's a lot of care that goes into their health before they get sick. There's a lot of medicines and things that have to be given, just like kids, vitamins, and with the animals there's fun things like deworming them and making sure that they stay healthy, and then in the times where we need extra assistance by reaching out to the vet, they're able to do that. But I can safely say that I have very little to do with that side of the business. The girls run all of the medical on everybody. They make sure they keep really good records, they keep everybody healthy.
This is Raja. She's one of our girl hedgehogs. She's one of our nicest ones too.
She loves to run around and play. She likes burrowing in the grass too.
It's been a really cool journey so far because we've met really great people, and it's other great people that are seeing the value in what we're doing here and willing to give up some of their time to invest. So it's really exciting as a parent to see other people wanting to invest in your kids. This started out as something so small with these 4-H projects and has turned into something so great. We're spending our weekends together, we're spending our evenings together, we're sharing what we love with the rest of the world. And so it's exciting as a parent to be able to encourage them to follow their dreams and do what they want to do, and to teach them that they're not limited. Within a business realm, we've learned so much already this year, and I think we're going to continue to grow in our knowledge as far as running the business and learning what we could do differently and better.
There's definitely an emotional connection with each animal. I know every year at the county fair I cry when I have to say goodbye to my steers, but there's an emotional connection and a bond that I get with all of them, and just spending the time with the amount of time I spend with them every single day, you learn to trust them, and sometimes you can trust them more than you trust people because you just spend so much time with them.
If the kid's just looking at it on a TV screen, then they don't actually realize what it looks like, how it feels, all the sensories, and then how to take care of it. We teach them at events how to take care of the animals and why it's important to take care of the animals. It's just a completely different experience. Being on a device just drains you and turns you into like a zombie, but being out here with the animals, it's just it's an amazing feeling. You get to see and do so much that it's just completely different than being inside on a phone. It's an actual experience. You live so much life, but you don't actually really get to live true moments unless you're doing active things.
For more about the RCC Farm Experience, you can visit their social media pages, like Facebook and TikTok, where you can follow along and learn about their latest adventures. Coming up next on Animal Outtakes, see what the warmer weather has brought in. We visit the Owl's Nest Sanctuary for Wildlife, where the animals far outnumber the volunteers this time of year. That's next.
Every dolphin at Clearwater Marine Aquarium has an amazing tale. They're all rescues who have overcome challenges to survive and thrive. You'll be inspired by every animal story and unforgettable moments with them, including 2-year-old Apollo, our newest rescued dolphin. There's something inspirational for every kid, and kid at heart. Your visit directly supports the animal care and rescue efforts at Clearwater Marine Aquarium, celebrating 50 years of amazing tales.
Did you know Moat is helping restore depleted snook populations and has raised and released 30,000 of them into local waterways so far? The more you know about everything Moat's doing to help our oceans, the more you'll understand why Moat matters. Visit moat.org today.
Good morning, Mr. Benson. Your breakfast is served.
Time for another day in doggy paradise. I sure am one lucky pup.
Mr. Benson, would you like to go out for your morning stroll? The weather is quite lovely today.
That sounds wonderful. Don't mind if I do. After all that exercise, I think I'd like to lounge by the pool and maybe dip my paws in.
As you wish, sir. Right this way.
Ah, what a perfect day. I couldn't imagine being anywhere else but Dante's Den while Mom and Dad are away.
At Dante's Den, we pride ourselves in providing the best experience for your beloved pup. Whether it be a day, a month, or a year, Dante's Den should always be at the top of your list for boarding. With an expansive campus, your dog will enjoy daily walks, pool time, and an endless supply of love. Even better, it's all under 24/7 supervision from our wonderful staff. If you're anything like us, your dog's safety and happiness come first. To learn more about Dante's Den, visit dantesden.org.
These are eastern screech owl babies, and of course spring has happened at Owl's Nest, and it ranges for us all the species in the state of Florida. So we don't do just owls, we do everything, all the baby reptiles, mammals, and birds. So, but screech owls, I will tell you, my team, we have an incredible climber that has put back probably over 40 different owl species back up to their parents. We've been, Lord knows, if we would have had all those babies, I would have been on vacation permanently. So that has helped us a lot. But sometimes the screech owl babies, it's just not possible. We have a lot of people that trim their trees in January, February, March, which we hope they would wait a little longer, but unfortunately the screech owls have holes in the trees. Sometimes we get lucky with a nest box nearby, but sometimes it's just not possible. So as you see, we have quite the group here. We always laugh because each one actually does look absolutely independent of the other. They all have little different faces, different eye tones, different personalities. This guy is probably close to 4 weeks old. They range in age. As you see, some of them have feathers on their wings. They would be called a brancher. They would be out of the hole and standing on their parents' area and getting fed that way. Sometimes we get lucky to put them back up, but obviously we can't be running all over the 10 counties that we cover. Last year, I think we did 47 baby screeches. We have a flight barn, and actually the Boy Scouts are building me a second one as we speak, that they'll graduate from here, go to a little bigger area, and then finally go out to the flight barn. And they all hate us by the end of their journey. They get totally wild. We have never had a screech say, we don't, we want to stay with you. It's like a soap opera. Everybody's got a different story. So we check them all over. We do have one with a little bit of fractured foot that's healing. I love he just yawned for you. Fractured foot. He's the only one that came in so far with an injury. Sometimes they're not lucky. We've had some fractured necks from the fall and things like that. But overall, they're as cute as this all the time. And so they get older, and then they grab you with these little talons, and it feels like little hypodermic needles going into you. If you call Florida Fish and Game, which should be everybody's first thought, they've got the list of people that are legal. If you go the route of starting with your vet, and then the vet sends you here, and then you're at the SPCA, and then you're going to take all day, possibly days that are critical. And so what I usually say is, obviously everybody doesn't have our number floating around, but if you call Florida Fish and Game, they have a hotline. They know for your area who can respond with a federal license. All baby birds come to the ground this time of year and learn to fly from the ground up. So even at this age, like, it's amazing. 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock hits and it's straight owl calls, because the parents are taking them to the ground to start finding cockroaches and water bugs. Well, everybody starts panicking. They're not great at flying. They fly into patio doors and everything else, but that doesn't mean they have to be pulled. So I usually say patience with the rehabber, because we do have it in our head that we try to keep them with the parents if at all possible. And if not, yes, obviously they have to come in. But as you hear from this room, everybody has come in because there is a story behind it. We are pretty good at keeping things with parents. It's an all day. This property changes from, we were all going home at like 4, now we're not going home till 10. So everybody gives a lot of their lives in the spring, everybody. So, and again, we're all volunteers. So the one adult in here is a Savannah sparrow. He got attacked by a glue trap, which we are so against. And on top of that, the cat ripped his feathers off. But you can see, this is a special baby. Let me see if I can get her. She just poked her head up as soon as I said it. Where are you? Can you say hi? So that is a red-bellied woodpecker, but it's a little different. That's actually the nest mate of that one. That's called a leucistic. It's not an albino. The genes have formed that he's got a normal eye color, but he's got a muted out color, no color. Sometimes this shows up in nature. We had a leucistic hawk maybe 4 years ago, a red tail. It was beautiful. But we've never had a red belly who's hiding again. They're funny little birds. They're very common, red-bellied woodpeckers. Obviously, they get the red head, and they're very common at bird feeders. They will be progressing to the patio pretty soon, and then they go to the flight cages and come out. Oh my goodness. This is actually a different little bird. Most people don't see them. This is a loggerhead shrike. We've got 2 or 3 of them now. And believe it or not, this bird is carnivorous. So he is out in the wild. You see them, and they actually kill the lizards and put them on the fence posts. Yep, they will put them on barbed wire. They want it to decay so they can come back and eat it. He's a meat eater. He eats chopped up different meats that we offer, while this is a boat-tailed grackle. So he's a fish eater, and then of course a baby blue jay, who's a big mouth. So I came into this using diets that we used in the nursery at Bush and formulated it. So believe it or not, that's 3 different diets we have to make just for that cage. I mean, that cage alone, we've got one of everything. Carolina wren, baby mockingbirds, baby cardinal. Everybody needs cleaning, everybody. These are downy woodpeckers. There's 4 of them in there. Believe it or not, fierce little guys. Holy moly, you can't put them with anything else. They will get you. Everybody mouth open. That's all they know right now. Everybody's mouth open. Okay, so here you have the stages. Believe it or not, that is a red-bellied woodpecker. So you see a flashback to a dinosaur era when you're looking of where reptiles and birds merge. You see it so clearly when you look at a baby of a red belly. Just so prehistoric looking. This is probably actually about 10 days old. And that is a baby boat-tailed grackle. So he just hid. So that's a baby boat-tailed grackle, the one you saw over there. Blue jays, people pick them up. You cannot talk them out of it. They just do. Baby mockingbird, baby mockingbird. Very, very small blue jay. No feathers yet. I think people that work with animals, it's just second nature for us. We would never just leave them out there. You know, I am pretty much pro-parent. I give it all I got on the phone to make people understand why it is important. And sometimes I'm wrong. You know, sometimes, yeah, the cat around the neighborhood is there 5 seconds later. I can't plan that. But I go on what's given to me. So yes, everybody does deserve, it's important. You know, who knows, one day we may not have loggerhead shrikes. We may not even have blue jays at the rate some of the environments are going. So everything is important.
For more on how you can help this organization through these very busy times, log on to owlsnestsanctuaryforwildlife.com. We'll be right back.
Did you know Moat is caring for more than 2,000 genotypes of corals? And that represents the single largest collection of coral genetic diversity outside of Mother Nature herself? The more you know about everything Moat's doing to help our oceans, the more you'll understand why Moat matters.
Oh, look at her.
Obi. This is Obi. And Obi was hit by a car in Florida, and she went to a rehabber. And after she had recovered, she was deemed non-releasable by Fish and Wildlife. And so they asked if we would take her. And I got somebody to donate the pool, which was specially built. And she's a North American river otter. She's native to the United States from the north all the way down to the south. She lives in the rivers, but they get very friendly. And so they get people oriented very easily. So if she was released into the wild, she would swim up to people and they might try to pet her, and they do have a very vicious bite. And so it would not be safe for her to go back in the wild. And so she has a forever home here, and she's very entertaining. She loves her pool. She runs back and forth. We have lots of toys for her. We have goldfish in our pond, and we'll give her live goldfish sometimes. And she has a very happy life here.
Now, does she spend the majority of her time in the pool?
She does.
Yeah.
Well, actually, she spends the majority of her time, she gets fed 3 times a day, and she gets a variety of fish and different things. And so they're very high energy, so they eat frequently. So we do feed her 3 times a day. So if you walk up here and she thinks you might have food, she comes running after you.
She's quite a swimmer. Stay with us. There's more animal outtakes coming up next.
Good morning, Mr. Benson. Your breakfast is served.
Time for another day in doggy paradise. I sure am one lucky pup.
Mr. Benson, would you like to go out for your morning stroll? The weather is quite lovely today.
That sounds wonderful. Don't mind if I do. After all that exercise, I think I'd like to lounge by the pool and maybe dip my paws in.
As you wish, sir. Right this way.
What a perfect day. I couldn't imagine being anywhere else but Dante's den while Mom and Dad are away.
At Dante's Den, we pride ourselves in providing the best experience for your beloved pup. Whether it be a day, a month, or a year, Dante's Den should always be at the top of your list for boarding. With an expansive campus, your dog will enjoy daily walks, pool time, and an endless supply of love. Even better, it's all under 24/7 supervision from our wonderful staff. If you're anything like us, your dog's safety and happiness come first. To learn more about Dante's Den, visit dantesden.org.
Animal Outtakes is produced by Dante's Den Foundation, a nonprofit group dedicated to creating the best life for dogs. If you would like to learn more about Dante's Den, donate, or volunteer, visit our website, dantesden.org.
We hope you had fun and learned a thing or two along the way. And we'll be back here again next week with even more animals and some wild adventures. Until then, thanks for watching.